Hello and welcome. We are live. My name is David Harbour. I am the regional development leader, or one of the regional development leaders for eXp Realty, and we're coming at you live around the country. We've got a number of people that are tuned in tonight. If you're a broker, if you're a real estate agent, or if you have your own boutique brokerage, whatever it is that you're in real estate and you're here, you're at the right place. So we're going to start here in a second. I have a presentation on the company, but this webinar is about eXp Realty, the agent-owned cloud brokerage. I've been with the company 6 years. I've been in real estate 20 years, and it was the best decision I've ever made. And I'm going to show you why here coming up. Some of you who are tuning in, questions that I had when I was at another company, and it was a great company, 100% company, the one with the balloon, fantastic broker. I loved it. I wasn't even thinking about leaving. But I was approached when this company was just starting out, and I started asking myself these questions. I started asking, am I partnered with the right real estate brokerage for the future? I started thinking about, do I have any equity or ownership in my current brokerage? The answer was no. Do I have a real exit strategy? I mean, of course, you're buying homes and hopefully you're saving, but is there any real retirement options with the current brokerage that I was with? And the answer was no. And so I started thinking about these little guys also. This is Lucas and Max, my little boys. And I started thinking, God forbid if something happened to me, do I have anything that I can pass on to them from my current brokerage? And the answer was no. So if you're tuning in, these are great questions to be asking yourself as we go through what are some of the features, benefits, and the values of being with eXp Realty. So we're going to get started here with a little presentation. We've got people from around the country that are tuning in. And then at the end, we'll have some places that you can go to get some more information. So right now, I'm going to do a screen share, and we'll start on a presentation. So here we go. So eXp Realty, the agent-owned cloud brokerage. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. We've been compared to a number of companies out there, but the one that I like is when Stefan Swanepoel compared our company to Amazon. And this was a number of years ago, where he said that our brokerage model is very similar to what Amazon's doing. And in short, eXp Realty has addressed the biggest overhead for most brokerages. And what we've done is we've alleviated that without losing any of the collaboration, training. And by doing that, we're able to increase compensation, equity, revenue share, and stock. As I said, my name is David Harbour. I'm the regional development leader, one of them here at eXp Realty. I've been with the company over 6 years, been in real estate 20 years, 12 of those with RE/MAX, and had what I thought was a pretty decent career. Was able to do some fun stuff on HGTV. I was on a show called Get It Sold with Sabrina Soto, and then I did another one on Discovery Channel. And then before I got into real estate, I was in a very competitive industry. I played in the NFL and then also worked in the NBA and the NHL. And I share all of that because I want people who are watching this today to know that I'm one of you. I'm a real estate professional and an agent, a broker, and I understand what it's like to be with a couple of different brokerages and some of those questions that I asked earlier. Agent-owned cloud brokerage. What does that mean? Well, eXp Realty is very unique in the sense that we are not a franchise. We're not owned by an individual. The company is a publicly traded company where the agents have ownership and stock and equity, which is drastically different than any other brokerage that I'm familiar with around. Our founder and chairman is Glenn Sanford. Glenn was a top producer. He was with Keller Williams for many years and had a big team that spanned over multiple states and did high volumes of 50 million plus. And he basically challenged the real estate industry and said, how can we create a more profitable brokerage model without losing any of the training and collaboration? And so he sought out to discover and invent eXp Realty and launch the company, back right around 2010. And this is a chart of the growth of the company over that short span. We started out, and as I mentioned before, within the first couple of years, got a nice nod by the Trends Report, but also Inman News gave us the nod as one of the most innovative real estate brokerages in the country. And this was just out of, first couple of years out of the block. Since that time, there's been some major milestones. And one of them, you'll notice right around, I'd say 2013, is that Glenn decided to take the company public. I think, I don't want to speak for him, but my sense is that he wanted to share in the wealth with all the agents as this company started to slowly take off and succeed, and make it so the agents felt like they had real ownership in the company. And at that time, he took it public through a reverse merger. That was pivotal. Excuse me. At that time, we started bringing on high-profile individuals such as Brad Anderson, who was at Zillow, as our Director of Education and Outreach. Gene Frederick, for anybody watching this event tonight, is one of the Keller Williams top recruiters before he came on to eXp. And then, it's just been a whirlwind. We've quickly grown to almost 45 plus states, Canada, and getting ready to go into Mexico. Within that short period of time, again, not to beat our drum too much, but there's been a tremendous amount of positive accolades that have occurred with the Trends Report, Inman News, again being named just about 2 months ago as one of the most innovative brokerages, and then our founder, Glenn Sanford, being named for the 4th consecutive time to the Swanepoel Power 200, which is the most influential leaders in real estate. I came onto the company when we were only probably about 7 states live. As I mentioned, all that orange will probably be in all 50 states by the end of the year and starting to branch out. This will be, mark my word, a global real estate brokerage owned by the agents. As far as a paradigm shift, this company, there's a lot of folks out there that are saying, well, we're working with a groundbreaking real estate brokerage. But when I say that eXp is totally a paradigm shift, I mean in the sense of we literally do not own any brick and mortar offices. And because of that, we're able to do things, move faster, share with our agents, unlike any other brokerage out there. And as I mentioned, we've been compared to some of these other companies, which in my opinion are pretty successful companies, but they've utilized the cloud-based mentality. I mean, according to the National Association of Realtors, most top producing agents don't go into the office anymore. That's kind of an old school mentality. If I have my laptop and Wi-Fi and I can be anywhere, any place, anytime, and that's the concept of eXp. And then the timing of it as well. I mean, along with technology, agents are sick and tired of paying for things that they don't need. I know for me, my story was I had a big office that I was paying for, and I never brought clients there. I'm sure a lot of you can remember Blockbuster when you'd go and pick out your movie, and then Netflix came along and said, we're going to sell movies. And everybody kind of laughed and chuckled and said, that's not going to happen. Well, we know how that story turned out. The same thing with selling books online. Now, we're not going to put out brokerages, but I can tell you what's happening is brokerages around the country are starting to feel the pinch because they have very low margins. They have very low profitability. As we see also in the retail space, we have all kinds of stores that are closing down left and right, and the profitability of them is decreasing every day, as we know more and more people are shopping online, working out of the office, telecommuting. So when I say eXp is doing something that's drastically different, I really mean that in the sense our agents have a mindset of don't need an office. If I do, We have a relationship with Regis, which I'll explain to you what that is, but we are very mobile, agile, and we use technology to our advantage. Now, because of that, we're able to provide our tools, much more superior tools, in my opinion, for our agents. Training, we have probably 20 to 25 live classes every week, and the revenue and stock that we're able to provide those agents is unlike any other brokerage. And that simply comes from, we don't have the overhead that a lot of these traditional brokerages have. We don't have leases and utilities and franchise fees and capital expenditures and staffing. That is the biggest overhead expense for most brokerages. So if you're watching tonight and you're a broker, we would love to talk to you about transferring over. If you're an agent, sick and tired of paying for those things that you don't necessarily need, I get you. And the same thing with brokers. I mean, it's real simple. We reduce overhead costs by having this type of business model, and we've increased commissions, revenue, stock, tools, and training. And for the real estate brokerage that doesn't have any set offices, we have offices everywhere. They're available in 3,000 locations, 900 cities, and 120 countries. Every eXp agent gets a Regis card that they can go into and use anytime in their business lounges for free, just part of your monthly fee. So what's the big difference with eXp? Well, all the brokerages on the left-hand side that you're looking at, and they're great, you know, they have great agents there, but what we're looking at is the business model. And they're all either a franchise or they're owned by an individual. eXp Realty is owned by the agents. We're a publicly traded company. We actually have two agents on the board of directors for our company. Very big difference. We also happen to think that there's a time and a place for each of these brokerages as they've each emerged. Century 21, as they had franchising, they rose to the top. RE/MAX had a unique 100% business model. They rose to being number one. Keller Williams did what they were hoping to do, is share in profits and have some type of retirement plan for their agents, and they shot to number one. But what we're seeing, at least from the agents that are coming from some of these brokerages, is there isn't the profit that they thought. There isn't the return on what they're getting for their investment. And so we humbly think, as we've grown, I think we've doubled since January, and I would guess that we would probably have another doubling of agents within the next 6 to 8 months. We are in a rapid expansion phase, and it's very, very exciting. And I think it's just, quite frankly, from agents that are tired of paying franchise fees, office overhead, the office space that they don't maybe necessarily need or use. So what is a cloud-based brokerage? I know a lot of brokerages out there saying that they're cloud-based, but I mean, eXp really harnesses this and takes it to the nth degree, in the sense that we've created a community using cloud office technology, Voxer apps, Google Hangouts. We have not lost any of that communication and collaboration that's needed for a real estate brokerage. Excuse me. The mold of having to get in my car and drive to the office is really antiquated. I think in the past it was probably necessary, but in today's day and age, we all know that I can video conference, I can be logged in, I can write a contract anywhere with my laptop. And so if I'm looking to save time throughout my week, I don't want to have to physically get in my car and drive someplace to get trained or to have a meeting, where we can do it in a very, very efficient way and not waste time commuting and sitting in an office that I don't necessarily need. So one of the ways that we communicate is through this right here. Now you're seeing a picture of it, and I encourage you, whoever sent you to tonight's webinar, ask them for a link and we encourage everybody to come in, but this is a 3D virtual cloud office. We have the exclusivity on this particular platform, and basically anything that you can do in your current real estate brokerage office, we can do in this office, and we do. We have meetings every Friday with the entire company, hundreds of agents that are in here. We have small meetings. We have our agent services. We have tech support. We have accounting. You can go in and literally there could be 4 feet of snow outside, and I can jump in and get assistance on any type of transaction or tech support that I need. It is, the first time I tried it, I'll be honest with you, it seemed a little Star Trek-y. But after you do it a second or third time, something happens where it clicks and you go, I get it. And this is the most efficient way to communicate. It really is. And if that wasn't enough, the company is always pushing the envelope to even take it a step further. We understand that agents are mobile. They're out and about. I don't want to be tied down to a desk, especially if I'm an active agent. So our company is even, I don't know if you can see this, if you have your mobile phone, you can be logged into an office. And this just isn't a webinar, guys. This is an actual live interaction on your desktop or your mobile phone. We have our own mobile virtual office app where I can not miss a meeting, go and talk to somebody, talk to be it with a state broker, whatever it is that I need assistance with. For those that are concerned about support, so was I. When I came on board, I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose any type of support, and I wanted to make sure that the training was there. And so when I understood that everybody was there at your fingertips, and you can quickly, no knock on my previous brokerage, but I couldn't get that type of response from somebody in accounting, or I couldn't get tech support. I mean, Lord knows how long that would take. I can literally jump in, and within a minute, I can be talking to somebody and getting issues resolved, unlike any other time that I've been in real estate. And so that's, again, why I want to challenge you. If you're watching this tonight, come into our cloud office and experience it for yourself. Don't believe me. Get a link, tap on the shoulder of the person that sent you and said, listen, I want to come into your cloud office. Come in on Friday at 11 o'clock when we have one of our national leadership meetings, where we have our CEO and our president and our founder and everybody there talking about everything that's going on that particular week. It'll blow your mind. And we have people from all over the world, from Korea to Hawaii to Canada, all in the same spot in a virtual office. As far as classes, this is something that I think is something that we probably undersell with this company. With a traditional brokerage, it's difficult for a broker to get people to come into the office to train his agents. The mentality is that this is my franchise, this is my turf, and I'm trying to get people to keep coming in. Well, eXp Realty, we don't have any boundaries. There is no turf. If we have somebody who's fantastic at social media marketing, or we have somebody who runs a mega team in California, or somebody who's great at working short sales in Florida, we all get the benefit in our cloud office. I mean, I'm going to show you right now. In a week, we have people would pay hundreds of dollars to just attend one of these sessions, as we have some of the top trainers, I believe, in the industry each and every week. I mean, growing your business coaching. We have conversion websites and sync website training, building your rev share, eXp tools. We have math behind lead generation, you name it, blogging mastermind group, accounting 101. I mean, this is just scratching the surface. We also have icon agents that are part of our organization that share all of their tips and secrets on how they generate business with everybody in the company. As far as the mentality, the company wants agent-centric branding. That's their philosophy. If you come on board, we don't want every sign to be exactly the same with eXp Realty and your name down below. We want you to highlight your name, your logo, your team, your brand, really powered by eXp Realty. And so any type of, if you have a team name, a logo, absolutely we allow that in our branding and marketing. Excuse me. We also have different divisions that we're breaking out into. We have a luxury division, a luxury group. We've got, some agents across the country that are selling $5, $10, $13 million homes. And when somebody says, I've never heard of eXp Realty, well, it's funny because it doesn't really affect the clients that they're dealing with. They're dealing with you. There was an article that came out from the National Association of Realtors that said most consumers choose their agent based on the agent, not the brokerage. I think it's less than 3%. So we have different divisions, whether you're in commercial, luxury, REOs, we would love to talk to you. Now, when I talk about that we have very low overhead, we talked about that we're able to collaborate, and that's great. But we're also able to provide our agents some really, really powerful lead generation tools. Now, if anybody out there is familiar with Conversion, Market Leader, Boomtown, any of these, they understand that these are expensive websites. They're CRMs, IDXs, they have automatic drip campaigns in them. They're very sophisticated. If you were to buy this off the street, it would cost you hundreds of dollars just to set up and hundreds of dollars every month just to maintain it. That's just a basic site. Every agent at eXp gets it for $50 a month. It's incredible. We've had a number of agents across the country just join our brokerage just because of the website, because they were paying literally $500, $600, $700 a month for the website that they'll get for $50. And again, if you're curious about how these websites work, I would invite you to go back and talk to the individual that sent you this webinar and let them show you exactly what these websites can do. I mean, if somebody comes to the site and signs up, it'll literally call you on your phone and say, would you like to talk to the individual? It'll send them automatic texts and email campaigns to engage with them, to incubate that lead. Very powerful. And they have a la carte items. We actually show our agents how to do their own lead generation from it with social media and also Craigslist advertising. But they also have a la carte items for listings and buyers that'll actually turbocharge your leads. Now, getting to the nuts and bolts of the company, very, very low overhead. $99 to start up. You'll get some business cards and folders. There's a $50 a month tech fee that gets you SkySlope, your mobile apps, Conversion, the Regis, a number of other apps that would cost you hundreds of dollars. And there's a one-time education fee of $420, and it's taken out on your first closing. You don't pay it until your first closing. We get to the split is an 80-20 split. And once you've given $16,000, which is that 20% of an 80,000 GCI, you immediately go to 100%. Now, I was at 100% brokerage myself. And I'd say, why would you leave that to go to an 80-20? Because you have to take a step back and look at all the things that you're paying for as well. I was paying for my website, my IDX, and my CRM, and my email, and my hosting, and my drip campaign or email campaign. All these things started to add up. Well, I get it for $50 a month. It normally would have cost me hundreds of dollars. So just this component in itself, the actual split, I actually made more here at eXp Realty than I did at my 100% layout. Now, there's a transaction fee when you're an 80-20% of $25 for a broker review, and your E&O is per transaction at $30. You're capped at $500. Once you go to 100%, the only thing that changes is your transaction fee is $250. Now, this is where you might be neck and neck with your current brokerage. This is where we put on the turbochargers and it takes off. The company has got a unique business model where we have two other streams of revenue for you to earn while you're here. Number one is building equity, stock with the company. And number two is revenue sharing. You know, everybody's familiar with Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. Most agents are in that E category as employee. You stop selling real estate, that's it, you're done, end of story. S is when you have your own brokerage, you're working your fingers hard, and hopefully you'll sell something at the end of the day. Doesn't happen very often. B is where some of these other brokerage models are trying to get, and they're trying to have some type of residual income. But here's the fact of our business model. Our residual income is based on revenue, not profit. Big difference. It's almost 10 to 12 times the difference. And it's the highest residual income plan in the real estate industry. I'm going to show you here how. And the unique thing also about this model, before I get into the stock and the revenue share, is that whether you're an individual agent, whether you have a small team, whether you're looking to build a bigger team over multi-states, or you're really looking to take it large and you want to be into agent attraction and you're really good at coaching, this model will fit. Even if you have a boutique brokerage and you want to bring over 20 agents with you, it's worked very well for a number of brokerages that have basically said, I'm sick and tired of writing that check every month for all of my overhead. I'm going to bring over my entire team, reduce all of my overhead. And what they realize is, in the end, the net they make is actually more. So the second stream of generating income from this company is by stock. I didn't get that at my previous brokerage, and I'd be, hard pressed to see if you're getting it at your current brokerage. But here's the fact that when you sell something here at eXp, you get shares of stock. When you introduce somebody to the company and they sell something, you get shares of stock. It's just issued to you. When you cap, the company also issues you shares of stock. You don't have to pay for them. Now, there is a vesting period, but they're basically just given to you. Now, that's not going to last for a long period of time. I mean, we have a chart right here on our growth. And as I mentioned before, we're growing like wildfire. We're somewhere in the 4,000 to 6,000 range with agents. I would not be surprised if we got to the 8 to 12 by spring. But that's just a guess. Right now, that's what it is. And at some point, that'll be turned off. But you still have the option of buying stock through our direct purchase program, where our agents can take a small percentage of their commission, up to 5%, and buy stock in the company at a 20% discount. So they're actually investing in their own company. Now, this is tremendously powerful in trying to prepare for your future and exit strategy from real estate. Now I have ownership in my brokerage. I know that there was a brokerage that was just recently sold out. And I would ask those agents, how did you do with that sale? I'm sure they didn't get anything. Well, I know that eXp agents, the ones that own it, if anything were ever to happen to the company, they have equity ownership in the company. That's powerful. That's the second stream of revenue. The third one, and this is the one that just absolutely blows it away, is revenue sharing. This is because we don't have that overhead of the brick and mortar. That this business model that Glenn set up allows our agents to actually share in the revenues. And it's very simple. I introduce somebody to the company, I get a percentage of their gross commission every year that they're in the business. Now, if they're a decent producing agent, that could be as much as $2,800 per agent. We have some people that have 3 agents. We have some people that have introduced 50 agents. We have some that have hundreds of agents to the company. And the way it works is I can have as many people as I want on the front line. And what happens is those people that I've introduced to the company get excited. They like the tools. They like the stock. They start introducing people to the company. And it could be anywhere in the country that eXp is in operation. And guess what? You get to benefit from that. You get revenue share on every level. It is an extremely powerful tool that allows you to have, number one, sell real estate. That's our primary focus. Get great commission splits. Number two, I can earn stock in the company. Number three, I can actually receive revenue share checks. And I can tell you that we have some agents making 5, 10, 20,000 plus a month in revenue share, and we're just starting out. Now I'm gonna share a screen here. This is something that I like to have fun with. I don't want to get too crazy, but average number of properties sold per year for an agent, I don't know, I'm going to say 10. We're going to do an example of what the revenue share model is like. Average price of properties sold, it varies around the country. I'll say 300. Might be high for you where you are. It might be low if you're in New York or California. Average commission, 2.75. I'm just using that as an example. Say I really love this company, and instead, my previous brokerage, when I introduced somebody to the company, I would probably get a Starbucks card and a slap on the back. Here, we actually get paid a percentage of the revenue. And so just bringing in 5 people I've introduced to the company, I would get an additional $14,000, which almost offsets my cap. I'd be basically here at eXp for free. Right now, with the way we have our accelerated growth going on, that is very, very easy to do. We have a number of ways to introduce them, one being this webinar. We have Lunch and Learns. We have eXplained. We have our national eXpCon event. There's a number of ways. And once they see what this model offers agents, it'd be irresponsible for them to not investigate it more and take it very seriously. That's what's happening around the country. And so here's the fun part is that this is only on the first level. You'll get folks that want to do the exact same thing. And what you do is you'll actually want to help them. You know, in the previous brokerage I was with, if I taught any agents underneath me any of my tricks of the trade, they would, or made them part of a team, which I had at one time, they would leave. Well, here, if they leave, that's okay. You're encouraging them to build their team. And so if you actually bring on people that are underneath the ones that you originally brought on, now that $14,000 can quickly go to $94,000. Do I have your attention? That's really happening in this company, and it's based on the revenue that's generated as a result of our agent production. We're a real estate professional company first and foremost. And so this is giving you those 3 options for really creating a retirement plan that I never had before. So I would say if you're watching tonight, whoever sent you, give eXp Realty a real good, thorough look. You know, there might be a lot of people out there that say, well, I've never heard of them. They don't have market share yet in my area, or they can't afford offices. They're so cheap. I've heard that one. This company chooses to work at a high level in the cloud so that our agents can really generate a powerful business and income that can sustain even into their retirement. That's a powerful, powerful brokerage model and statement for the direction that this company's headed. Something's happening in the air, guys, and it's because agents are sick and tired of paying for things that they don't need, don't use, or don't feel like they're getting their money's worth. As I said, I've been with the company 6 years, and the only thing that I can say is that each year this company exceeds the expectations. If there is a better brokerage model, tell me about it and I'll go with you tomorrow, I promise. But I haven't found one yet. And so 3 things. Production, you can do that here. If you're a top producing agent, or you're worried about your sales, I just turn that around and say 9 out of 10 buyers are searching the internet. We actually were named by Inman News as one of the most innovative brokerages in the country. End of story. Buyers and sellers go, oh, that's great. Let's work together. Stock equity, I didn't have that at my previous brokerage. I actually have stock in this company. I own it. I own a portion of it. And the revenue share has drastically changed my life. I can say that for without a doubt. So we've already talked about the revenue share calculator. For those that are watching, please team up with the individual that sent you to tonight's webinar. If you're here and you're not sure where to turn, here's a couple of places. Number one, if you're looking to sign up and take that next step, you can go to bestbrokeragemodel.com. If you're in the Virginia, DC, Maryland area, we actually have live lunches. Come and get a free lunch on us and sit and listen to this presentation, as well as meet some of the agents that are coming on board in the Washington metro area. And if you're looking to watch this webinar again, or you want to pass it on to one of your colleagues or team members, you can go to expectopportunitywebinar.com. And of course, my contact information is right below there. You can text or call me. I'm David Harbour, again, Regional Development Leader for eXp Realty. I've been with the company 6 years, and this will be my last stop. There's no other brokerage I'm going to, and I'd love to share more with you. So we're gonna tune out tonight. For those that have more questions, as I said, please team up with that individual that sent you here, and we really look forward to the opportunity of sharing this unique agent-owned cloud brokerage and how it can drastically change your business and your life. I mean, as far as your exit strategy from real estate. So thank you for your time. Thanks for tuning in. And once again, we look forward to the opportunity of sharing the power of eXp Realty with you. Have a great day.